Today's story is about a cursed hotel. A hotel where the spirit of a beautiful girl lives. She never allows anyone to sell this hotel. But this boy makes a promise to sell it because this is his last chance to start a new life with his lover. Will he be able to uncover the mystery of this hotel and break the curse, or will his dream remain unfulfilled? To know that, keep watching the full video. The story begins by showing this boy named Nakrup. He runs a small company called House Development. First, he buys old flats at a low price, then uses different tricks to sell them at a higher price. In this way, he cheated people and ran his business. One day, he had freshly painted an old flat so that it could be sold at a higher price. But he noticed the paint was dripping from the ceiling to the floor. So he angrily scolded a man named Chok. Meanwhile, his son Sukrom fell down while keeping things in the storeroom. Nakrup became even more furious. At that time, a couple came to buy the flat. Nakrup started showing them around. Suddenly, some white paint from the ceiling dripped on his face, but he rubbed it on his cheeks and said, "This is my face cream." Then he told the clients that the flat's price was 10 lakh baht. Hearing this, they said, "We will not buy such a small flat for that much money." Just then, another client named Namman arrived. He said he was willing to buy the flat for 10 lakh baht. Then Nakrup told the couple that if you don't buy it now, I will sell it to Namman. But by that time, they realized Nakrup was tricking them. He had brought Namman as a fake client, so they left without buying the flat. Next, a girl named Lin was shown. She was Nakrup's girlfriend, and together they ran this company as partners. Her younger brother asked her, "Will you really marry Nakrup? He cheats people." Hearing this, Lin became very angry. Her dream was to marry Nakrup one day. For that, they were saving money together. Meanwhile, Nakrup returned to the office with Chok. He suddenly knelt in front of Lin. Lin became extremely happy, thinking he was about to propose, but actually, he was just tying his shoelaces. Seeing this, Lin became very upset. Nakrup then told her that very soon he would earn more money and marry her, but she would have to wait a few more years. At that moment, a man named Thai came with some thugs and attacked their office. Nakrup had borrowed money from him but was unable to repay it. Thai pointed a gun at his head and said if he didn't return the money, he would kill him. At that moment, Lin noticed her checkbook. She gave Thai all her savings to save Nakrup's life, but this broke Nakrup's heart. Because of him, Lin had to give away all her saved money. He then promised that he would quickly sell many flats and save money for their marriage. After that, he sat down with his laptop and started searching various websites for cheap flats. But Namman told him, by selling such small flats, it will take too long to save money. By then, Lin will become old. So, Nakrup decided to buy a big hotel or mansion and sell it at a higher price. That way, he would make a bigger profit. Then he found an old cheap hotel online. Its name was Nirun Hotel, but it was located far away from the city. Still, Nakrup decided to buy it. The next day, he set out for the hotel with Namman and others. But the hotel's location was not showing on GPS. So, on the way, they asked a man for directions. The man said, "Nobody goes to that hotel. Are you going to die there?" But they ignored his words. Finally, the man showed them the way. When Nakrup reached there, he saw the hotel was very dirty. There were also many posters and advertisements, meaning many agencies had already tried to sell it. Suddenly, a man arrived and they got scared. That man was handling the responsibility of selling the hotel on behalf of his agency. He took them inside and started showing the hotel, praising it a lot. But when they reached the 4th floor, the man began to look terrified. There was a room numbered 404. Just seeing it, he became scared and told Nakrup and others to quickly go downstairs. Meanwhile, Namman and Sukrom noticed the door of that room opening and closing on its own. They told Nakrup, "This hotel is haunted. Buying it won't be a good decision." Nakrup discussed with them whether they should buy it or not, because they were like a family. Meanwhile, that agent saw a shadow that looked like a human and got frightened, but it was just the shadow of a hanging cloth. However, The second time he looked, he saw the shadow moving. Still, Nakrup made his decision to buy the hotel. He said, even if there are 10 ghosts here, I will still buy it because such a cheap hotel cannot be found anywhere else. Then Chok asked, where will you get the money to buy the hotel? Nakrup replied that he would again borrow from Thai. To become rich quickly, there was no other way but to take this risk. Finally, he asked the agent, does this hotel really have ghosts?
The man said there are no ghosts here, but Nakutrap realized he was lying. Because from the very beginning, the man himself was terrified after coming here. Nakutrap told him that he had decided to buy the hotel even for half the price. Saying this, he was about to leave. Then the agent was forced to sell the hotel at half the price. 1 week passed. By this time, the hotel was supposed to be cleaned. But when Nakutrap came, he saw no one wanted to work in this haunted hotel. Chok tried a lot to stop them, but it was useless. Out of fear, all the workers left. Everyone said they saw a girl's spirit inside this hotel. But Chok hadn't seen anything in the last 7 days because most of the time he stayed drunk. At that moment, Sukram saw a woman standing outside and got scared. The woman's name was Jifan and she had brought food delivery for them. She quickly asked for her payment because she didn't want to stay there any longer. Hearing this, Nakutrap realized Jifan knew the history of this hotel, so he asked her for details about it. Jifan said that in 1994, a girl named Lalita lived here. She was the most beautiful girl in the city, and her father was a very rich man. He wanted his daughter to marry a wealthy boy, but Lalita fell in love with a boy named Gungad, which her father could not accept. Disobeying her father, Lalita married Gungad. Then they established this hotel together. Gungad designed the hotel with his own hands, and Lalita selected the furniture and everything else according to her taste. That means this hotel was very special to them. Room number 404 was theirs. They lived a happy and peaceful life. But one day, Lalita allegedly killed Gungad. After that, she committed suicide. But no one knows why she did that. However, everyone believes that since this hotel was very close to Lalita's heart, her spirit still lives here. Hearing all this, Sukram became very frightened. But Nakutrap thought Jifan was just making up stories. At night, when Nanman was about to enter a room, Sukram said, before entering any room of this hotel, you should take permission from Lalita. But Nanman didn't care about his words. They started arguing, but then Nakutrap arrived and stopped them. He said, I will stay in this room. You go to other rooms. But Sukrung and the others wanted to sleep with him because they were very scared. Also, Nakutrap himself might get scared being alone. Then Chok joked and said, Nakutrap is only scared of Lane. After that, the three of them lay down and fell asleep together. At midnight, Sukrung came very close to Nakutrap. So Nakutrap kicked him and as a result, he fell off the bed. But instead of Sukrung, a dead body was lying on the floor. Nakutrap saw the corpse sitting and behaving strangely. Seeing this, he got scared and started calling Nanman. But by then, Nanman had turned into a ghost and began strangling his neck. At that very moment, Nakutrap screamed and woke up. That means he was dreaming all along. Nanman and the others slapped him and told him to stop screaming. Meanwhile, Sukrung noticed finger marks on Nakutrap's neck. Just then, the doorbell rang. This made Nanman and the others very scared. But Nakutrap bravely opened the door. Chok came to see him after hearing screams from that room. He said Nanman and Sukrung were sleeping in his room. Hearing this, Nakutrap was shocked because both of them were supposed to be sleeping with him. When Chok checked, he saw they were really in that room. Realizing this, they understood some spirit had been sleeping beside Nakutrap. Just then, the hotel's electricity started flickering. At the same time, everyone heard a terrifying scream of a woman's voice. In this way, all of them somehow spent the night in fear. The next day, they brought a tantric priest to purify the hotel. He sprinkled holy water throughout the building. But when he reached in front of room number 404, he smelled a terrible stench. So Nakutrap told him to sprinkle more water in front of this room. As soon as he said that, the door of the room opened by itself and closed again. Seeing this, the tantric wanted to leave, but the others forced him to stay. When he stood in front of the door to sprinkle water, drops of blood fell from the ceiling onto his head. Terrified, he ran away from there. After that, Nakutrap told Chok to sprinkle the water. With courage, Chok sprinkled the water on the door, but immediately, blood began to rain down from the ceiling. Chok got completely soaked in blood.
Meanwhile, in front of that door, Lalita's spirit was visible. She started chasing them to kill them. Seeing this, all four of them ran downstairs in fear. Lalita's spirit followed them there as well, and she first attacked Naman. Meanwhile, the exit door of the hotel shut by itself, because of which Chok could not get out. After a lot of pushing, the door finally opened. Then all 4 of them ran away from the hotel. They took shelter in Jifan's small restaurant. After running around for so long, they were completely exhausted. A little later, they saw Lolita's spirit had followed them there too. She started scaring them. Jifan realized that they had also seen the spirit. Then she told them that according to the deed, Nakrup was now the owner of Narun Hotel. That's why, no matter where he went, Lolita's spirit would never leave him. Until now, Nakrup never believed in such things, but after seeing it with his own eyes, he started believing everything. Then he drank heavily and went back to the hotel again. Showing the deed, he told Lolita, "You must leave this place and go somewhere else. The ownership of this hotel is in my name now. If you don't listen to me, I will bring more tantric priests." Hearing this, Lolita's spirit appeared. She wanted to stay in this hotel, so she started strangling him. Just then, Chak came there. Lolita threw Nakrup toward them. Next, all 4 of them were shown standing outside the hotel. A little later, Lolita's spirit possessed Nakrup's body and said, "We have to leave this hotel." Hearing this, Naman and the others began packing their belongings. But Chak noticed Nakrup's strange behavior and realized he was possessed. Nakrup began scaring him, but whenever Naman and the others looked at him, he acted normal again. This made Chak extremely nervous. After that, the spirit possessed Sukrung and started beating Chak badly. Then it possessed Naman and told Nakrup, "Leave this hotel quickly, or I will kill all of you." Seeing all this, Naman became furious and told Nakrup, "Let's go back." But Nakrup had no way to return. He had taken a loan from Tai for this hotel. Somehow he had to sell it and make a profit. Otherwise, he would lose his last chance to marry Lin. The next day, Nakrup brought a ghost expert named John. He was very famous for expelling ghosts on live TV shows. John came in front of room 404 and began taking out his tools. When Nakrup called him from behind, John gave no answer. So Nakrup's group thought Lolita had already possessed him. They kicked him and he fell down. Then John explained he couldn't hear well and hadn't heard them calling. Just then, invisible footprints appeared on the floor. Seeing this, John pulled out a special pistol and started shooting at the door. But Nakrup felt pain in his stomach. John kept making holes in the door and thought Lolita's spirit had calmed down. But nothing happened to Lolita. She appeared in front of John. Seeing this, John pointed the gun at her. But by then, he had already used up all his bullets. So Lolita attacked him. Seeing this, Chak and Sukrung ran downstairs in fear. Meanwhile, Naman and Nakrup stood frozen, as if their feet had turned to ice. Somehow, with great effort, they began to move downstairs, but Lolita's spirit was chasing them everywhere. At one point, she held down Nakrup tightly. Seeing this, Chak hit him and Nakrup fainted. Then John told everyone to go to the roof. Sukrung and Naman were seen dragging Nakrup upstairs to the rooftop. Because of this, Nakrup felt immense pain in his face, so he started quarreling with them. Meanwhile, John suddenly jumped off the roof by himself. Seeing this, they were horrified and tried to escape. But while running, Nakrup badly injured his leg, so Naman and the others had to drag him down the stairs again. Poor Nakrup's face was hurting even more. At that moment, Nakrup saw a strange man hanging from a chandelier. Suddenly, the chandelier fell on his head. He was quickly admitted to the hospital. Jifan brought a newspaper. From that, Nakrup's group learned that years ago, a man had come to sell this hotel and committed suicide, and it was that man's spirit Nakrup had seen hanging from the chandelier. Moreover, everyone who had tried to sell this hotel had faced disasters. That meant Nakrup had to give up all hope of selling it. Meanwhile, Lin kept calling to check on him, but Nakrup didn't answer her calls, so Lin left a voice message telling him to take care of himself. Later, Japhon called and informed them that a tantric priest had been found who could expel Lolita's spirit from the hotel. His name was Harmith, but he demanded 1 lakh baht for the work. Nakrup agreed to his offer. Then he brought Harmith to the hotel. Harmith was blind. They took him in front of room 404. Then Harmith took out a special knife and started chanting mantras. If he could strike Lolita with it, she would become weak. He walked forward with the knife, but by mistake, the knife fell from his hand. Nakrup began looking for it. Meanwhile, Lolita's spirit appeared in front of Harmith. She also had a knife in her hand, and with that, she stabbed and killed Harmith. After that, she started coming forward to kill Nakrup and the others. At that time, the boy found Hermit's knife. He was Hermit's assistant. It was seen that the boy stabbed Lolita with the knife and made her weak. Seeing this, Nakrup and the others said, "Finish Lolita completely," but the boy demanded another 1 lakh taka more. Nakrup was thinking whether he would give him the money or not. Meanwhile, Lolita regained more strength, and she broke that boy's neck and killed him too. Seeing all this, Nakrup became very angry and started cursing Lolita's spirit. Whoever Nakrup brought with him, she killed them all. But now he would not tolerate it anymore. He told Lolita to give up her stubbornness and go to heaven. Chakra calmed his anger and brought him outside. Here, Naman again became angry with him. Because they had already said they wanted to give up hope of selling this hotel and return. But Nakrup, thinking of Lin, did not take them seriously. In the middle of this conversation, Lin arrived there. Since Nakrup was not receiving her calls, she came directly to look for him. But seeing Nakrup's condition, she became angry. Nakrup told her to leave from here. When Lin asked the reason, Nakrup said a ghost girl lived here. She was killing everyone. Lin didn't believe his words. She thought Nakrup was making up lies. So she was leaving in anger. When he tried to stop her, it was seen that Lolita's spirit possessed Lolita and she was trying to strangle Nakrup to death. She said if they did not leave, she would kill Lin too. Hearing this, Nakrup became very angry and grabbed Lolita's throat. Seeing this, Chakra ran and stopped Nakrup. It was seen that Nakrup had actually been strangling Lin all along. Meanwhile, through the window, Lolita's spirit was watching everything. After this, Lin and Nakrup came out on the road and talked. Lin said, "I trusted you a lot. I thought we would live together, but as much as I trust you, you don't trust me that much. That's why you didn't tell me anything about this hotel. This way, our relationship cannot last." That means she wanted to break up with Nakrup. Hearing this, Nakrup's heart broke. He did not want to agree to the breakup. He tried to explain the situation to her, but Lin cried and left from there. Meanwhile, it was seen that Hermit's knife was with Nakrup. He, out of anger, decided to completely destroy Lolita's spirit. He told his friends, "If you're scared, you can leave right now." But his friends would not leave him alone. They said, "We are a family. In this danger, we will fight together." After that, they prepared themselves and returned to the hotel again. As soon as they came to the door, the automatic door opened. Then the four entered inside and saw the dead bodies of John and Harmith. But they could not be afraid now. They started climbing the stairs, but Chakra, exhausted, fell on the stairs. Then Swayak Rong came to help him, but that was actually a spirit. When the real Swayak Rong came, that spirit left. Then Chakra asked his son for the password. It was shown that before coming here, they had planned and fixed a password so that if Lolita's spirit possessed any of them, they could recognize it. It was seen that Suyakrong started singing a romantic song. That was their password. Meanwhile, Naman and the others were coming down to take them, but Chakra thought they were spirits and punched Nakrup. Seeing this, Naman started singing the song. As a result, Chakra didn't say anything to him, but when it was Nakrup's turn to sing, he forgot the song. So Chakra raised his hand to punch him. At that moment, Nakrup remembered the song, and in this way, he was saved from getting hit. After that, they came in front of room 404. When Nakrub knocked on the door, Lolita allowed them to come inside, but she was nowhere to be seen. It was seen that Lolita was standing behind them. Suddenly seeing her, everyone got scared. Lolita screamed and said, "Get out of my hotel!" But Nakrub bravely stabbed that knife into her chest. Even then, nothing happened. Instead, Lolita's spirit possessed Nakrub. After that, it was seen that Nakrub was hitting his head repeatedly against the wall. Blood started falling from his nose and mouth. Seeing this, Suyakrong somehow stopped him, but Nakrub saw something written on the wall with blood. Lolita had written there, "I want to stay in this hotel forever." At that time, the whole room started shaking. Then Naman found an old diary. This diary was Lolita's. She had written here to Angard, "From the first time I saw you, I liked you. From that day, I gave you my heart." Reading this, Nakrub understood. To end Lolita, Angard had to be finished. It was seen that Angard was in that room with a little girl lying down, but her legs were tied with chains. Meanwhile, Lolita possessed Chakra and tried to kill Nakrub, but Suyakrong came in time and saved him. After that, Lolita started coming forward to kill all three of them together. At that exact moment, Naman caught Angard. He stabbed the knife into his chest, but that knife only injured his hand because the clock struck 10 p.m. Every night at this time, Lolita's spirit went back to 1994. So at that moment, Nakrub and the others could directly see the incident of that night. Angard and Lolita were living happily together, but one day, Angard came and said he had decided to close this hotel because he would no longer live here. Lolita understood he had fallen in love with another girl, so he wanted to leave from there. But Lolita would not leave this hotel. She held the knife to her own neck and said, "You have to stay here, otherwise I will end my life today." Seeing this, when Angard tried to stop her, a struggle began between the two. And in this way, by mistake, Angard died at Lolita's hands. After that, she stabbed herself in the stomach too. And before dying, she wrote that message on the wall. From then on, her spirit lived here. And so Angard could not go anywhere. She tied him with chains. Seeing all this, Nakrub became very emotional. Meanwhile, Naman and the others again held the knife to Angard's throat, but Lolita cried this time and said, "Let us stay here. I don't want to leave this hotel." She loved Angard deeply from her heart, but Angard told her, "Let me go this time. I can't bear this suffering anymore after so many years." Hearing this, Lolita broke down in tears. Then, when Naman wanted to kill Angard, Nakrub stopped him. He said Angard's only beloved, that is, Lolita herself, could give him release. With this thought, he took them downstairs. Here, Naman showed great anger at him, because even after getting a chance to be free from Lolita, Nakrub let it slip away. Nakrub said, "Sometimes you have to let your loved one go, even if you don't want to. If you cannot accept this harsh reality, you will always remain trapped in a world of pain." So Lolita herself had to decide to release Angard. Hearing this, Chakwath understood that Nakrub was not just talking about Lolita, but had also decided to release Lin. The next day, Nakrub came in front of room 404 and told Lolita, "If you are happy staying here, then you may stay, but think also of the other person. Is he happy with you?" Many times, letting the one you love go is the right decision. Hearing this, Lolita began to cry uncontrollably. Meanwhile, Nakrub video called Lin and said, "Forgive me, I don't want to hold on to you anymore." Hearing this, Lin became very emotional, and in this way, their breakup happened peacefully and happily. This time, instead of blood from the ceiling, Lolita's tears were falling. Memories of her past came back. When she first came here with Angard, Angard had said his dream was to open a hotel, so Lolita sold her property and bought the land for this hotel. She had seen Angard's dream as her own. She considered this hotel to be her everything. But fate can never be changed. One who wants to leave is painful to hold on to. She finally understood this after so many days. So she erased the writing on the wall and hugged Angard, crying. That meant she would finally release Angard. In the imaginary world, it was shown that Angard was asking Lolita to go with him to the afterlife. but Lolita told him to go alone. She decided to stay in the world and take care of the hotel. So, Enguarde left alone for the afterlife. On the other side, Knockrobe and the others were returning from there. On the road, a man fell after being hit by their car. Without noticing, they saw this was the same man from whom they had once asked the hotel's address. That man sold lottery tickets. Since Knockrobe had hit him with the car, the man told him to buy a lottery ticket. He said all the other lottery tickets had been bought by a beautiful girl just a while ago. Only this one was left. Though unwilling, Knockrobe bought the ticket and set off again. After that, they checked the number and saw that very lottery ticket had won the first prize. Seeing this, they became extremely happy. With this money, they could fulfill all their dreams. Knockrobe understood that it was Lolita who had bought all the other tickets and left this one for them. At the very end, it was shown that Lolita, along with the spirits of John and Hermit, had reopened the hotel. Couples from different places would come to stay there, and Lolita became happy by giving them good service. And with that, this extraordinary story came to an end.